Okay, guys, so tonight our topic is objections, right? The dreaded objections. Now, all the objections that I have gotten is from someone just not seeing the value in what we have. So to me, I know that I just need to expose people more. That is always going to be the answer. If they say no to all these objections I'm going to share with you, just know they have not been exposed enough. And by sharing on your timeline, by sharing on all your social media platforms and sharing your story and the value that it has added to your life, the more they are going to be exposed and the more they're going to be a believer in what you have to offer. So the first and foremost thing that you always need to do is you need to ask more questions, right? If they're saying no to you, then you haven't really diagnosed what they need for their needs. So you always have to prescribe or diagnose before you prescribe. I love that saying. I don't know where I've heard it, but it is so true. So just think, have I asked enough questions? Have I gotten to know their goals? Have I gotten to know their needs and their why? If you know their why, then if it's strong enough, anything is going to be good for them. They're going to bring the money forward. They're going to pay for it. So just know if they have a strong enough why, they're going to come back for it. And sometimes the time is not always going to be perfect. They're not always going to say yes to you. And as you guys know, the more no's you get, the more you get closer to the yeses. So the why is a very powerful tool to also use for objections. I know I dig really deep when I'm trying to find out more about them. I'm asking tons of questions. What are your goals? What is your why for wanting this? I share my story and we just get really deep. So there's some type of personal connection and relationship and trust going on. I know we're busy, we're on the go all the time, but if you can't answer someone correctly and thoroughly and give them the attention they need, don't answer them right away. I know they're going to see that you saw their message, but trust me, answer when you could fully share your story and maybe write it out and take all these objections that I'm going to post on our team page and make them your own so that you can just maybe copy and paste to that objection. So you never know, someone that initially has a strong objection might just turn out to be your best customer or coach. So don't cross them off your list. I can't even tell you how many people who have told me the worst objections possible, and they finally came around. I mean, I had someone sign up not too long ago who just gave me everything in the book and has a crazy story right now and is in the worst position ever, but she took the little bit of money she had and she made it work because she saw the value in it after this many years and after all this time. She was one of my first followers and one of the first people I started talking to when I started this journey. So I know this works. It really is a system. You have to go through it, get comfortable with it, and slow down, and really find out the needs. So, if you guys have not heard of the feel, felt, found, embed it in your brain, okay? So I know how you feel, I have felt like this, and I have found. So that is you taking that objection, relating to them, sharing how you have, come through that objection, and then sharing what you found, like the outcome. So the first objection, Shakeology is too expensive. I know that is, I get it all the time, guys. I get no's all the time. I am just simply leveraging my story to, slowly add value to them and slowly expose them. So this is something that I say that I have wrote down, and this is what I share. I totally understand you feeling that way. I felt the exact same way when I first heard the price of Shakeology. I remember even saying to myself, there is no way I would spend that much on a protein shake. But once I did my research and realized it wasn't a protein shake, but rather a shake that I'd be replacing an actual meal with that would allow me to get all the essential nutrients I need on a daily basis, I found was that I was actually spending more eating junk food, let alone something healthy. For the meal, I'd be replacing Shakeology with like a banana, almond butter. And as a busy mom who very often found myself skipping meals during the day and binging at night, honestly, I could not afford to drink it if I wanted to stay healthy and reach my goals. I couldn't afford not to drink it. So there you go. That's an amazing way to share your story. So I just shared how, honestly, I was spending more on junk food and not meal planning, and the whole value that the meal plan and Shakeology and the whole package, what it brings. I mean, that's great to share my story because so many people can relate to that. They're on the go, grabbing junk food, or they're a busy mom and they're not eating. I mean, I shared the other day in a very relatable post that I starved for like hours and I was so hungry, and I didn't get my shake in and I didn't bring my food with me, and I stressed the importance of it. So number one, money objection, you have to share your story, share how you first, had the same objection. The second example is the second example as to how you can address that. Can I ask what you are comparing it to? Because a lot of people compare Shakeology to Herbalife and Isogenics. And of course, my first reaction, I don't answer them. I run to Google, or I run to, in our files team page, we have exactly like Herbalife versus Shakeology, Isogenics versus, and you can even search in the tab in Fit Fanatics on the top right-hand side, you can search like Shakeology versus whatever comparable shake you want to. But I always do my own research before I run back to them if they are asking what it compares to as far as another shake. But then I asked like another response, like, what are you comparing it to? I only asked because I felt the same way when I first heard the price, because I was comparing it to GNC protein shakes. Shakeology is a superfood packed meal. It's no different than heading to your nearest Whole Foods store and loading up with the finest ingredients on your salad and grabbing fresh juice at a juice bar, except it's much more convenient with much less expensive per serving. When I think of Shake-O, I think, oh, my favorite meal and daily vitamins. I honestly never found a super healthy meal that even comes close to $4. Definitely not at any of the fancy Whole Foods stores. Remember, it's in addition to your grocery bill, it's a replacement. What are you paying for lunch currently? And I ask this a lot, like, what do you spend for lunch? If you go out to dinner, what do you spend? And honestly, it makes them think a lot, because I don't know about you, when I used to work or go out to lunch, I used to spend a lot. Just if I'm starving, I would spend at least $15 maybe on a salad, maybe a little hummus, maybe some pretzels, maybe a drink. That adds up to definitely like $15. So when you break it down, it's not so bad. And so I think that's really good for you to kind of come back at first your story and then kind of like another example as to what are you spending. There you go, asking, tons of questions. And then say they ask immediately, because I know I get this a lot. Let me just take a sip of water. I know I get this a lot as to, well, how much is it? Right in the middle of you kind of forming and sharing your story. They always say it depends on your goals. So remember that. If someone says, how much is it? Don't ever say 140. No, you want to say your goals. It is really, or say, what is your goals? It's really important to build that trust, build that relationship. So that's one thing that I get a lot. Well, how much is it? So make sure you take a little mental note of that. And then I come back at, there are a range of prices depending on what program you choose. Do you already have a Beach Friday program, or do you like to work out at home? What do you use? And so they say no. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your goals so I can help you pick out the best program for you. Here are a few questions to get you started. What kind of activity do you enjoy doing? And then I want to find out what they like to do, because like I said in the beginning, we need to diagnose before we prescribe, not just, oh, the 21-day fix is 140 on special this month. We really need to know, do they like cardio? Do they like a lot of weights? I know I was talking to a prospect earlier today, and she said she cannot do any cardio at all. She has some leg disease, and she just strictly loves lifting weights. So guess what? The Body Beast Challenge Pack is 140. And I'm working on closing it by still asking so many questions and sharing the videos with her. But not everyone's going to love the 21-day fix. So that's a great example. What kind of time do you have to dedicate to the program? So for example, do you have 30 minutes a day? Do you have an hour a day? So I'm already kind of, again, getting their wheels and their brain turning as to, what we have, what they like doing, how much time do they have, and they're starting to like kind of think of their goals. So that's why it's so important to ask tons of questions, not just say, well, what are your goals? And this is how much it is. This is definitely a process. We need to slow down and really care more about the person behind the screen or behind the phone. So lead with your heart, guys. It just shows, you can really address all these objections and get past them by really digging deep with someone. And I know on the phone works wonders for me. I immediately say, hey, do you have 5 minutes to talk on the phone? And I think they're kind of shocked as to, whoa. And it's a little different how someone talks on the phone and how someone talks through a computer or even email. So just think about that. If you can't get back to them right away, you're at work, don't answer them. Wait till you get home and then message and say, hey, do you have like a quick 5 minutes? I could talk to you. And it shows you care so much that you're going to be shocked that they're not going to have all the objections that you might think that they have. They just are like in awe that someone cares to get on the phone and help them, that they are like, wow, I want to do this. And they'll hear the excitement and energy. I know that has helped me a ton. Likes the gym, right? Say, oh, I like the gym. And, they aren't used to home workouts. And I have gotten this actually a lot, like Orange Theory I've gotten, CrossFit I've gotten, LA Fitness, and this really, this is great. I actually come across this a lot of people who say the same thing. In fact, some of my top coaches are gym rats. Nothing wrong with that. What they found, though, was that they were going to the gym and oftentimes doing the same things each time, and the results had plateaued. Without wanting to pay the high price of a personal trainer, they decided to get a Beachbody program for diversification and to have on hand when they didn't have the time to make it to the gym. That way, there's no excuse for missing a workout. And then I talk about the nutrition, because if they go to the gym, they're lacking the nutrition. And me, I can relate to that because I was a gym rat. I've been in every sport. I've been to the gym. I know all of you guys looking here, you've been to the gym. I've seen you guys go to the gym years ago, even before Beachbody. So plus, I am sure you know how key nutrition is in reaching your goals. Even if you decide to skip getting an actual workout program, you should definitely look into trying Shakeology. It's been a difference maker in me shedding the last 5 to 10 pounds after I had kids. And I plateaued, but I finally had the energy to crush my workouts because I'm getting all the nutrients I need. So I think we need to really stress the nutrition part. If someone, is persistent about the gym, we need to stress how, if you want, you can still go to the gym, but how the workouts kind of supplement. Hey, if it's a rainy day, if it's a snowed-in day, you can still get your workouts in. But I really stress that this program is like your personal trainer, but at home. So they're telling you exactly what to eat, what to work out, how to move, and it's vital. So I come across that a lot, guys, but I share my story first with all these objections. The next one, money is tight right now. I get that a lot. I mean, honestly, I get all these objections a lot. That's why I wrote these down and just sharing the ones that I think are the most prevalent. So money is tight right now. I totally understand. I really did not have the money to buy Shakeology when I started as well. But it is only $4 a day, and I started to keep track of how often I ate out and how much it costed, and realized I spent just the same in eating out every week. I started to put aside that money and was able to get Shakeology. I know 130 upfront seems like a lot, but when you break it down, it's not so bad. Even a grilled chicken salad at McDonald's is $7. I definitely don't want to strap you for money, but if there is any way you can do it, it's totally worth it. If for some reason it doesn't work out and you don't like it, there is a 30-day money back guarantee that you won't be throwing away money. So again, I always break it down so they see what they're getting. Like, wow, $7. I spend way more than that at lunch, and it's only $4. And then I stress that, hey, it's a money back guarantee. We should always be slipping that in there because, it's like our own little insurance. Thank God Beachbody gives that to us. I don't think many companies do that. So that's another, like, hey, you have nothing to lose. And I always say, hey, I've never had someone return the 30-day money back guarantee because they ended up loving it. So that is a great money objection. I can't afford the gym. I'm a germaphobe. I'm lazy. I need to be fit and healthy. I've changed a few things in my diet, but I don't know anything about Beachbody. I mean, it's just kind of like random stuff. So kind of how I answer just random things, I still kind of bring up my journey, and I share a little bit about Beachbody. So the good thing is that you don't have to go to the gym because all the workouts are at-home fitness programs. You guys know that. So you can do them wherever you want in your house. Beachbody is a company that creates home fitness programs. Have you ever heard of P90X, Insanity? They have tons of programs that range from beginner to advanced. In addition to home fitness, you can get part of the online accountability group with a coach, me. My job is to help you set realistic goals and reasonable goals for yourself, then match you with a program that meets your needs. And then you log into your closed online group each day. You post motivation, recipes, support, and guidance to help you start and stay committed to getting the results that you want. For me personally, it was great fit because I have small kids going, it was great fit because I have small kids and going to the gym was impossible. I needed other people to keep me motivated, and I love having this online community to lift me up on bad days. It's really an amazing program. What did you like best? Is this something that interests you? Now, let me capitalize on what did you like best. I always say that. I never say, what did you think? What did you think opens it up to negativity. So after I have gotten their goals and I have exposed them, I always say, what did you like best about the videos? And then I educate them before I say that. But it's so important to say, what did you like best? It's just positivity thrown in their face. So there you go, explaining Beachbody in a little bit of, kind of a short paragraph, and then kind of sharing for you, like the accountability. I knew I could not go to the gym with small kids, so that is something great to share. Relating. So the feel, felt, found. I love that. Here's one that I get a lot. I don't like shakes or I don't like supplements. This is right after I kind of send the invite, and they know that I do Shakeology, or they know that I do, Beachbody. I get this a lot. I'm not a shake person. And I know Susan on the call was not a shake person. I know many people that are not shake people. So, I share, drinking, they say like Herbalife, right? Or isogenics. And they don't believe in, I don't even know. Say they've heard of Herbalife and they've heard of isogenics. Right? And they're just like, Shakeology, well, I don't believe in this, but what is the difference? And kind of comparing them. The answer, right? I was not a shake person either, because I was not a shake person, so I'm relating to them. But after reading all the success stories and reviews, I decided to give it a try. The reason that I was eating clean, but I wasn't reaching my goals. I realized that when life got busy and I was in a hurry, I would grab something quick and it wasn't always healthy. So Shakeology became one meal a day that is convenience when I'm busy. I know that it has the right carb to protein ratio to keep me full for 2.5 to 3 hours. It gives me natural energy. Honestly, it really has many vitamins and minerals. I don't take multivitamins anymore. So it serves so many purposes. Would you be willing to give it a try? I really aim to teach you how to plan out your meals, help you with better choices so that by the end of the challenge group, you can decide for yourself if you want to continue Shakeology or just eat clean. So there you go. I'm kind of sharing with them that Shakeology is a health shake, and it is the perfect for if you're busy and you're on the go, and if it's a perfect ratio for exactly what you need. So you're gonna get a lot, and I've gotten tons of Herbalife and all the competitor shakes out there. Make sure you go do your own research, relate to them, share that you researched everything out there, because I know I did. I researched everything, making sure Shakeology was the best. It is a little bit more expensive, I found, than most shakes, but it is the most quality pack shake out there. And actually, if you add up some other companies, they make you take like 2 or 3 shakes a day. So it's actually a lot more, but most people are just comparing for one shake. So it's another thing. Well, have you really seen, the quantity that you're supposed to take with Herbalife or isogenics? Because really, if you add it up, it's actually going to be double or triple the price. That's why I always go back to, well, what are you comparing the price to? Now, another one, I don't have time. This is definitely a big one, and I can relate to this. And I always kind of stress, like, we always have the same hours in a day, and my busiest coaches and my challengers are, the most successful ones, the people who really commit and make time for it. So my answer, so for me, finding the time to work out was really hard with an 8-month-old toddler, 8-month-old and a toddler. I can't speak tonight. I think I'm tired. I had to, in my mind, figure out what I was willing to sacrifice in order to feel better, because I was at one point where I really disliked myself every day, and it was really bringing my mood down. I decided if I would DVR my favorite show and work out instead, then I would watch the show afterwards, or on the weekend, it took half the time because I could fast forward the commercials. We all have the same time in a day, and it depends how bad you really want it. So I'm kind of giving a little tough love, and I think it's really important to kind of say, like, come on, guys, like, we all have the same time in the day. I have many coaches, and they all have kids and jobs, and I have a lot of challengers, and they're getting great results. And, give them the proof. Give them that this does work. But you got to set aside 30 minutes a day. So for coaching, to kind of like give you on the other spectrum, because I know for coaching, for the opportunity, I get a lot of objections as well. And so for time, for coaching, you definitely don't have to have a lot of time. You can literally build this business in 1 hour a day if you choose. Some coaches work full time and some not at all. The great thing about this is that you can do as little or much as you want, and there's no monthly minimum quota or sales you have to get. So you can literally be a discount coach forever if you would like. You aren't locked into anything, and if it doesn't work out, you haven't lost anything except a few pounds and learn a few new habits. Our team has an amazing support system to plug you into, and we have a ton of online remote training so you can learn at your own pace. What do you like? What do you like about it? So there you go. That's a little about coaching and the time as far as with a challenger and with the coach. So for coach, for objections, I'm not at my goal weight. I'm sure you guys have all heard that. And I relate. That is totally okay. I wasn't at my goal weight when I became a coach either. People actually really like to see that you are a work in progress. I have shared my weekly update on my Beachbody workout, my meal plan each week. I talk about what I have learned about myself, the new recipes I try, the progress I make, the moves I can now do unmodified, and I share my journey. People have loved watching me transform, and they've developed a trusting relationship with me and naturally want to join up with my groups. I can teach you exactly how to do that. The good thing is that you don't have to actively coach until you're ready. You can just get the discount and check everything out until you're ready to move forward. I thought I lost you guys. The best coaches are the ones that show their journey in action. It makes you relatable. So that is a great objection, guys, to the time and how, weight, not the time, and how, you started out not at your perfect weight goal, because, hey, you can relate to them. I couldn't post on Facebook like you do. I know I get a lot of that. And I actually today posted kind of an objection to that, addressing the whole, what people think about you and posting on Facebook. And this kind of is great. I added this in here. I know how you feel. I actually never used Facebook for anything but scrolling through what my friends were posting and checking out other people's pictures. But then I really started to get into health and fitness, and I wanted to share tips with others. So I started to post motivational quotes, recipes. I found Shakeology recipes and tips on my Facebook. I started small and slowly learned how to just share my life. It's something you take slow and take time. You don't have to jump right in and post all the time. I can help you with it. So that's kind of sharing your story and relating. I'm not a workout at home kind of person. I don't ever stick with a program for, long anyways. I've tried this and that program and it didn't work out for me. I doubt this one will. I know I get this a lot. Well, I never thought I was an at-home workout person either. I always thought you had to go to the gym to get results. but insanity totally proved me wrong. Holy moly, is that workout hard. I got great results, and for me, it was a good mix because I couldn't go to the gym with 2 babies. I wanted flexibility to do my workouts at nap time. Once I started seeing the changes, I was hooked. Plus the challenge group is what gave me the accountability, knowing I had to check in each day and report how my day was. I needed someone to kick me in the butt and tell me to go work out. It does have to be a personal choice. I hope you find something that fits perfectly, and I could help you if you just let me know. So I do throw in being a little persistent after I kind of share my journey and share, that, and I address that objection as far as, they don't think that they can work out at home and they don't think that they could stay motivated. So I kind of throw in, let me know if this is something you want to do because I want to help you. I'm a little persistent at the end of all of my objections because I think if someone has a lot of strong objections, they kind of need the most pushing and not pushing, but a little persistence because we all need accountability. And the more objections, I kind of feel like they're skeptical, and I was once very skeptical. So I know what it's like. I needed accountability. I needed someone to say, come on, you got to do this. And so that's what coaches, I feel like coaches, that's what we stand for is, fighting that objections. Come on, let's go. You could do this. No, I'm not going to take no for an answer. Like, let's do this, and find a way around that. We have to face objections with value. I think that is so important. So when you see an objection, just think, how can I add value to this person? They just have not been exposed enough. And obviously practice makes perfect, guys. If I would have just kind of gotten on here and just, wrote down little notes and then just shared at the top of my head, it would be great, but I feel writing it down and having a script for you and showing you in a really great example when I really take the time to write it out is so important so you can see exactly what I do. And if you go back and read all these, which I'm going to post in a file in our page, you're going to see that I always shared a story, always related back to me because people need to relate to you. If they feel that they see value and that they can relate to you and you're going to be their coach, guess what? They're going to see value and they're going to want to come up with the money because they're going to visualize their goals coming true by you asking all these questions. It's kind of like you are diagnosing them and you are finding a solution and prescribing medicine for them. And they're like, okay, just like you go to the doctor, right? You tell them what's wrong and which is like telling them your goals, and then they prescribe you medicine depending on what they have found. But confidence and belief is a really big role in objections. If they sense scarcity or if they sense that this might not work or they don't hear your story, kind of, the proof of the products, people need to see proof and hear proof of the products, then they're going to kind of be afraid. So you need to show them with proof, being consistent on your social media, and you need to have lots of confidence and belief that you know what you're talking about. So the more confidence you have, the more passion you speak about the product, and the more value you create, the less objections you will receive. You won't believe how many less objections you will get once you truly understand how to create value.